Welcome to City Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to City Hall. There we go. Wilbs is in the house. Good to see you, Wilbs. Griff, good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You see some sick Coney Island faces. Come on.
Hey, Coney Island!
All right. Partially sold. A couple more.
We'll have to find one.
All right, guys, that's right here. Coney Island. Hey, why don't everybody try to hold it up? Hold the signs up. Put them up. There you go. Put them above your head. There you go. Good. Mixing it up. There you go. I like that. Fantastic. Good.
Just step back just a tiny bit. Thanks. There we go. Okay, thanks. I didn't move them all down. Oh.
Hey. You recognize you.
Let me get out of here. So what's happening is that they want to raise the rents on a lot of the longtime business owners here. So we're now on the steps of City Hall. So welcome to the steps of City Hall here. Let's give some shout outs to everyone who's tuned on in. Good to see you, Griff and Wilbs and the Finisher and Susie May and Chris Silva, Tracy Taylor. Welcome. So they're trying to raise the rents on a lot of the long-term small business owners here, and we're bringing awareness to that. So I'm kind of, once Lola starts talking here, I'm going to be quiet, obviously, and let her talk. So here we are live in City Hall. Welcome.
Anyone else need a sign? Maybe this one high. You guys?
Everybody this way, hold up your sign.
Yay! That's great. Thank you.
Everyone from around the world seeing your head right now. Sorry about that.
I got squeezed out, I'm sorry.
Any words?
Coney Island.
Save Coney
It's a live broadcast, man. Live broadcast. Sorry.
Jen.
Hey, Norman.
Joe. Johnny.
You think you could get Lillian's roller skates? They said
Great, thanks.
Lillian, where are your roller skates? They're in that. Here's that Lily still. I saw her still.
I'm gonna have any words. I don't know if we're gonna have any words here. Let's see what happens here. Anyone else showing up? Yeah, exactly, Wilbs, yes.
Oh, right. Briefly, just really quick.
Ooh, look. The current Miss Coney Island 2020 throwing on some stilts. The great Laura Lee. Looks like we got some more people trickling in over here. Here in the steps of City Hall. I think we've got to have some words here, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, she's pretty good still time. So she's gonna kind of introduce everybody.
Good to see you, Deborah. Welcome. We're going to get cooking here with a bit of a press conference, it looks like. Yeah, we're going to have a few words here. Hopefully we'll save the soul of Coney Island. Good to see you, Pat. This is a rally to save Coney Island. We save small business. The landlord of a lot of the businesses along the boardwalk are raising the rents some 500%. So it's a rally to bring attention to that, to save small business here in Coney Island. Oh, wow, the Arts Rose is in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, we're going to have some words in a few moments here, Susie May. Yeah, good luck, yeah. It's so much fun having everyone come out to my office here in downtown, where all the lights are bright. Hey, Laura Lee's now up on her stilts. Laura Lee, who played Statue of Liberty at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Oh no! Okay, good. Norm got her. Norm got Miss Coney Island. Yes! Love it. Love it. You seen her at the Statue of Liberty. You seen her.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely, Susie May. You're back now. Awesome, Rose. This would be a cool shot. All right. We get any more people coming before we start? Karen, welcome.
I've set this picture up for everybody.
Yeah, so alternative healing, and so now he works for the house. He's been just around this Saturday drive.
Thanks for showing your support, Karen. Come on, have a beer out in Coney Island sometime soon. The Warriors should show up. I think the Warriors were informed about this there, John.
And he's also something about everything as well. He's singing Sinatra
Yeah. That's awesome.
Island, you get this.
This is what I've been waiting for.
That's right. That's right, Tracy. That's right.
Hey, how are you? No worries. Hey, look gorgeous. Hop on up. Brooklyn baby doll, everybody. You want a sign?
Tell me my fly. It's true. It's true. That is a weird thing. But you know, you should
No, I do if I notice.
You guys are the worst. I love how
Okay, I'm going to be a photographer for a minute.
Don't spread them out much more. Yeah.
That's right. Say Paul's daughter.
And how about one with Laura Lee right in the middle?
Yeah.
And lean out, it's good, but I'm not positioned.
I'll be out this day. I'll be out.
Right here, everybody. Actually, yeah, Jen, your sign's blocking the Save Coney up behind you, son. Yeah.
Norman directing.
Tiny, get over. Tiny, get over right here.
Oh, your favorite performers are here right now.
Right here, everyone.
I just have to speak about Coney through my own personal experience, which isn't, I don't own a small business. I actually came from a small town in Michigan, but back then, I was obsessed with Coney Island. I even bought a Lola Star t-shirt on dial-up internet for the New York Burlesque Festival years ago. Before I was even like, I would have no idea that I'd get the opportunity to be Miss Coney Island 2020, which is outrageous. I moved to New York. I was based in musical theater, but I was always drawn to the individualism and the uniqueness of Coney. It's inclusive. It involves everyone. And that's one of the things that, it's all about individuality. Why, like, are we going to cheer for the Starbucks Mermaid or the Mermaid Parade? We have enough Starbucks Mermaids, okay? There's certain things about Coney that are unlike any other. Let me just go to my notes because I added a few more things. I was going off cuff, but let me go back into the notes. come because of the mermaid parade. They come for the cyclone. They come for the freak show, the burlesque on the beach, the eats at Ruby's, which has been around since the 1930s. Below the Stars' bright light of a store, they come for inclusion. A 500% rent increase is inexcusable, hands down. This type of thing doesn't happen to other countries, it seems. They expand, but yet cherish their history. We as a country and a city need to stop taking the people out of the equation. Small businesses are soul, and enough soul and willingness to grow and thrive can make a dandelion grow right through a cement sidewalk. Small businesses are Coney Island. They draw all types of people. We can't let this one slide. This is it. Our country was made from this kind of ingenuity. Corporations are selling us short, putting us in a category. Don't let them. We got this. Save the soul of Coney Island. Small businesses. Save small businesses of Coney. Yes. And I'd like to introduce the one, the only Lola Star as our first speaker.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks, you guys, for being here. So Coney Island was created by small business visionaries. It would not be the world-famous destination that it is today if it wasn't for these small businesses with big dreams and the courage to make those dreams into a reality. Creative Coney Island businesses created the first amusement park, the first hot dog, even the baby incubator was invented in Coney Island. Because of the contributions of these small businesses, Coney Island became the world-class amusement destination that it is today. It has always embodied a sense of creativity, diversity, character, connection, and most importantly, soul. I love being a part of the Coney Island community with all my heart. It means everything to me. I opened my shop on the Coney Island Boardwalk 19 years ago. I fought for this store and for the preservation of the amusement district for almost 2 decades. For those of you who aren't familiar with my business, I design and handprint the merchandise we sell at my store. I also created Dreamland Roller Rink in Coney Island, and when the amusement district was being threatened by a developer in 2007, I created the Save Coney Island organization. I'm proud to belong to this lineage of courageous and creative small business visionaries. I believe that there's no greater lesson in humanity than to spend 19 years of your life on the Coney Island Boardwalk. I see more humanity on a walk down the boardwalk on a sunny Saturday afternoon than some people see in a lifetime. Even after 19 years of spending almost every day on the Coney Island Boardwalk, it never ceases to amaze me. The Coney Island truly is the people's playground. And it's incredible that the majority of the people's playground is owned by you. It's owned by you, the taxpayers of New York City. In 2009, the city used millions of your taxpayer dollars to purchase a majority of the amusement district. They did so to ensure that the spirit of Coney Island was maintained and its historic legacy was preserved. This was a huge win for Coney Island. After the city purchased this land, they leased the land to an Italian ride manufacturer called Zamperla. Zamperla created Luna Park, the Scream Zone, and other amusement attractions on this land. They also became the Boardwalk business's landlord, and we were given a 9-year agreement to sublease the city-owned land from Zamperla. Now our leases expire on New Year's Eve, less than 30 days from today. Last month, Luna Park presented me with a lease renewal offer with an almost 500% rent increase. That's 5 times what I'm currently paying. It is unacceptable that Luna Park would drive a loyal tenant of almost 20 years out with this unreasonably greedy offer, especially on city-owned land. When I tell people this story, they frequently say that same thing happens everywhere. Unique small businesses are being pushed out by corporate greed everywhere. But the difference in this situation is that the land is not privately owned. The good news is that most of Coney Island is owned by you, the taxpayers of New York. The city has a responsibility to ensure that you get what you paid for, the preservation of the spirit of Coney Island. Luna Park has made it clear that they do not have Coney Island's best interest at heart. They're motivated by greed and not the preservation of the spirit of Coney Island. So let's ask the city to step in and save the small business soul of Coney Island. And we need a vision for the future of Coney Island that incorporates the small businesses that have made it unique for decades. Small businesses should thrive in Coney Island, especially on city-owned land. Rather than pushing the small businesses out, there should be incentives that bring more small businesses to open on the city-owned land in addition to the ones that are currently there. My dream is that this unfortunate situation will be resolved and that the small boardwalk businesses will be allowed to stay. And let's ask the city to create more programs to bring more unique small businesses to the land they own in Coney Island. The City of New York has a responsibility to ensure that you, the taxpayers, get what you paid for, the preservation of the spirit of Coney Island.
Thank you, Lola. Next we have Norman Siegel. Would you speak?
It is an honor to be here. I want to thank all of you for coming today because you know how important this is. I want to thank all of the photojournalists who are here and thank you because although some people at first blush might think this is not important, I hope in the next few minutes I'll address why it is important. I'm here first as a civil rights lawyer, a troublemaker, a gadfly, but I'm also someone who grew up in Brooklyn, and in my formative years, especially after that wonderful speech by Lola, I would go, in the summer especially, to Washington Baths, to steeplechase. I would ride on the Cyclone in the first car. I would ride the merry-go-round looking for that gold ring. And last but not least, I would never leave Coney Island without going to Nathan's to get my hot dog and my grape drink or my orange drink. As Lola said, growing up in Brooklyn in a working class family, low income household, Coney Island, although as she said it was called the People's Playground, to me, my brothers, my sister, my classmates, it was an oasis. We would go to Coney Island on the beach, on the boardwalk. We'd see all the different kinds of people, including characters, zany people. And we grew up recognizing that just because people were different than us, that wasn't a negative, it was a positive. It's what New York is supposed to be all about. And now, as a lawyer, this is all about a fight that many of us have been fighting for years. We in this city, especially people who are over there and over there in this building, proclaim they are the progressives. Progressives, I submit, are supposed to be on our side. They're supposed to be understanding what our interests are and fight for us. I think we got some phony progressives in this building. We need to call them out because this is their fight if they're a progressive. We have been fighting for years. We have housing rental control and housing rental stabilization. We do not have commercial rent control and rent stabilization. You heard Lola say she gets a letter out of nowhere asking for a 500% increase. It cannot be. It should not be. Money, money, money. And second, it shouldn't be about privatization. If you listen to what she said, what the de Blasio administration has done, maybe Bloomberg too, what they did, instead of taking their obligation as government to serve the people, decided to privatize the lease to a private company. We are here today to call upon Mayor de Blasio and the City Council, including Corey Johnson, to intervene, to tell the people who they gave the lease to stop this 500% increase. And if they won't, pull the lease back. Take your responsibility and obligation of serving the people in a just and fair manner. It's interesting, the Human Rights Commission, when you have discrimination on gender or, best example, pregnancy discrimination, they actually have a procedure for reasonable accommodations, and it's called a coordinated dialogue. When you have small businesses, especially on Coney Island, we're talking about 6 of them that are affected here, you need to sit down and begin a dialogue to find out what's Lola's needs, what's her income, what's her expenses, and figure out what's a fair and just increase for her lease. If you don't do that, it's all about money, money, money. This city should not be about money, money, money. It's about people, our heart, our soul. That's why this fight is important. And there are legal and policy analogies, which I just given you before, about how the process should take place. Sit down with the 6 people who potentially are facing eviction and work it out. Finally, to the diaspora, to all the people in New York City, the hundreds of thousands and perhaps millions who have gone to the Oasis, who have gone with their children and grandchildren. Pick up the phone, send a text, send an email to the mayor and the city council, and tell them to stop this now.
Yes.
Yes!
To all the people around the country who grew up here or visited Staten Island, Coney Island. Staten Island, we need your help too. I'm not going to do a gaffe. We need all the people part of the diaspora who come from here, who have come here and understand what heart and soul is all about, how unique New York City is, how super unique Coney Island is.
Yes.
Pick up the phone, send that text, send that email, and we can win this fight. So I will conclude 3 times, and I want you all to help me. I'm going to do Save Coney Island. I want us all 3 times at Acapella Harmony.
All right.
To get the excellent view of my Coney Island baby, but we can do this, and the message will get out there. Are we ready?
Yes!
Save
Coney Island! Save Coney Island!
One more time.
Save Coney Island!
And we will.
Thank you, Norman. Now I'd love to introduce the one, the only, Joe Weldon. Would you like to speak?
Hi everybody, thank you for coming out. And one of the things that I have found so exciting about Coney Island is once I got there, I saw how much culture in New York City was affected by the culture in Coney Island and how much culture in the entire world is affected by New York City.
Yes.
So what we have in Coney Island is beautiful, original, innovative entrepreneurialism. It doesn't look like anywhere else in the world. And the biggest loss to New York City and the world at large would be if Coney Island started to look like everywhere else.
Yes.
When you see these incredible shops on the boardwalk, they're not part of chains. They're not part of someone's big corporate conglomerate. They're individuals with individual vision and unique creativity. They cannot be replaced. They can be imitated at best. So if corporations come in and they want to capitalize on what's unique about Coney Island, there will be people who come in and make their restaurants and stores and clothing lines look like Coney Island, but they won't be Coney Island. And as it is now, Coney Island should provide
fellow New Yorkers, ladies, gentlemen, and the rest of you. I'm here today because I love this city. I've lived here 38 years, and I love the complex and rich, diverse tapestry that is New York City. I love the melting pot of all races, all cultures, and the inclusivity that New Yorkers feel for their fellow New Yorker. When I first moved here, this city was full of small businesses, all kinds of small, unique stores and shops, and you know, I was drawn as an artist to Coney Island because of that incredible tapestry of diversity. And I've watched that the small businesses in New York City slowly be pushed out. All you have to do is walk around the city now and you see empty storefronts everywhere. The only businesses that can afford to move in are these big chains. And I'm here today for my deep love of Coney Island. I worked in Coney Island for many years as a sword swallower in the sideshow. I founded the Burlesque Beach program, and the arts programming like the Mermaid Parade that I've helped put on in Coney Island over the last 30 years has really been the economic engine for this neighborhood. It's driven the kind of excitement about the neighborhood that has made it a desirable destination. So I'm here out of love, but today I'm here out of anger. I'm angry at the mayor's office. I'm angry at the city of New York for the way they have sold New York City to what Reverend Billy would call the corporate monoculture. And it's not sustainable. I mean, all you have to do is look at the corporate businesses that have started to move into the neighborhood of Coney Island. Applebee's is already closed. It's like less than 2 years, 3 years maybe, and it's gone. They see in their books that these rents, these businesses aren't sustainable. So what the city is looking at doing here with raising all these rents 500%, it's not going to be sustainable by the chain store that imitates these unique brands, these family businesses that have been in this neighborhood for generations. This is a sham. New York City is selling its soul. This is not sustainable. And it's really a shame to see our beloved city sold down the river like this. I have hope that maybe there's a way that this can be reconciled, but if it's not, there's no reason to stay here anymore. All the reasons that we have come here to be part of this city, to be part of this beloved tapestry of New York City, will be gone. Artists can't afford to live here anymore. The creatives, the inspiring people that make this place the special place that it is will be gone. And it starts here with these small businesses. Small businesses are the core of New York City. And, you know, I'm sorry, Target, Applebee's, whatever, you can get that anywhere. You can't get to the island anywhere else.
Thank you. Lola, do you have anybody else?
And then Steven.
Steven, thank you so much.
First and foremost, thank you for everybody coming together so that it's full out. I see the sniffles. Lola, thank you so much, and all of you for being here today. This is a public service announcement to New York City and to Central Amusements International. Commercial displacement is cultural displacement. Small businesses and hardworking families over multiple generations built the culture of the landmark Coney Island Boardwalk. They are the people who believe and invested in this town. The ones through seasonal business and a hurricane doubled down. They didn't leave, they doubled down. And through it all, years later, on Small Business Saturday, a handful were faced with steep rent increases, which were an effort to push them out. What a way to show gratitude and set an example to entrepreneurs who roll the dice and invest their last few dollars in the people's playground. Small business visionaries are a driving force behind the beloved Coney Island culture that is visited by millions of people a year. The boardwalk and amusement area is now operated largely in part by large corporations, and the population of small businesses are shrinking. This is a newsflash. The boardwalk and the amusement area is part of the larger Coney Island. The part that not a lot of people talk about. The part where commercial vacancy is at an all-time high. The part where unemployment is reaching 13%. When the tourists are gone and the amusement area is closed, small businesses are still open. And that's the soul of Coney Island. And to that I have to say, stop the rent roller coasters, because we're not amused. So when I say small businesses, you say big voice. Small businesses.
Big voice.
Small businesses.
Big voice.
Small businesses.
Big voice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you, everybody. Do we have anybody else who's supposed to speak, Lola?
Does anybody else want to say a
Would
few
you like?
words?
I would.
Perfect.
Introduce yourself. Hi, my name's Seth Bogdanov. I've been going to Coney Island since I was 4 years old. I'm almost 60 now. Small businesses on the boardwalk are family. They're our family, they're your family. I remember after Sandy, Tom's, the newcomer to the boardwalk, got everybody who helped in the restoration effort. A large business wouldn't do that. When Zamperla first moved in, Alberto Zamperla said that his vision for Coney Island was to turn it into another Italian Riviera where somebody could sip an espresso on the boardwalk while reading the newspaper. I'd like to meet him on Christmas Eve and let's see how long he drinks his espresso before it freezes over. Here's the thing. Coney Island has always been a place where a family can come on a hot day, cool off at the beach, have a couple of hot dogs, wash them down with some soda and beer, and still be able to go home and pay the rent. You can't do that if it goes corporate. And that's what this is now. This is a fight for Coney Island's soul against the working showroom of the ride manufacturer. Rather than destroying what's there, erasing the history, I'd like to see Zamperla work with the small businesses. Go back on this thing, not raise the rents 500%. Work with them. Collaborate with them. And keep Coney Island the people's playground that it has been for over 100 years. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Now, do we have any questions from the press?
Yep, I have a question. You wanna go? Hi, I have a question of Diana. Oh, sorry, Lola's here. You mentioned that you were calling on the city to create incentives and programs to attract unique small business owners, particularly. What do you think those programs and incentives should look like?
You know, I have a really good idea because I actually participated one when I started my business that the city created. It was called Brooklyn Goes Global, and they provided business training for me and then subsidized our trade show booths to export our products. So something like that in Coney Island where they could have pop-up spaces, and for a summer a business could locate in Coney Island, and then we provide them with the business counseling that they would need to find a permanent location in Coney Island. So on city-owned land, they could easily do that and recruit more small businesses to open up in Coney Island.
And I would also just to follow up, so I know that we've been talking about this line for years, and I give us a picture of how much you pay in rent today and what they're proposing to raise it to.
It's 5 times what I'm currently
incentives, job training programs, teaching people how to work the internet, and to have programs for young people in the neighborhood to come to understand what it is to be an entrepreneur, especially the uniqueness of these 6 businesses that are in question, and spreading the word out in the community to give people hope, economic hope. It's one of the incentives that are traditionally done in response to your question. It's a priority for Coney Island, but not to exclude people in the rest of the city. So especially with young people, there needs to be, especially in today's economy, some hope for young people that when they are finished with school, whether it's high school or college, there will be employment opportunities for them. So you can have the city connecting with the people on the boardwalk to provide programs for young people. At this point, I am a strong advocate to save Coney Island, and I will work with all these people because we should not have to wind up in the court if the progressives that exist, who claim they're progressives in this building, are willing to work with us as other city agencies like the Human Rights Commission example I gave before. If there's cooperative dialogue with regard to the issues of gender discrimination, why aren't we having the same kind of cooperative dialogue with the small businesses? We're talking about 6 businesses with a budget in the city of New York, which is now $90 billion. We can work this out if there is an intent to work it out. If it is about money, 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 let's hear that, and I would hope that the people in the city of New York reject that sound.
But if your presence here,
I never dismiss the possibility of winding up where I'm most comfortable, in a court of law.
okay. Could you, besides Golden Star, hi by the way.
Hi.
Is anyone else here from the other businesses that are affected? And if so, why not?
Why not is because they're concerned about retaliation. Traditionally what happens, people don't come forward because if they come forward and they speak out, they think there's going to be retaliation. We've already had examples here today where people at those booths would not let people in initially. They would not let her have her stilts. They make up the rules as they get along because they don't like particular groups in their message. And we say no to that. We say fight back.
No, to you, Lola, what do you see as different now than 9-10 years ago when you were fighting, besides the fact that there's a different mayor in office? And you have a message directly to Mayor de Blasio.
I mean, you mean about what differentiates this fight from?
No, I'm talking about politics in general. There was different politics now than there were then. So do you see your fight an easier fight than you had, or as a harder fight than you had 10 years ago? I mean, it was a tough fight 10 years ago, obviously.
This fight,
Yes.
for me personally, has been more disillusioning because rather than fighting the city or a developer, we're fighting our neighbor, a neighbor we welcome into the community, and a neighbor that we work side by side with to rebuild after Hurricane Sandy. So personally, this has been a really painful and disillusioning fight for me. And I think over the last 10 years, we've lost focus. In 2008, when we were up here the last time, I think we were more focused about where is Coney Island going. And that vision and that direction has been lost over the past 10 years. And I've seen it kind of evolve and take shape. The majority of the businesses that have opened up in Coney Island are corporations. If you look at Surf Avenue, it's all corporations. And we've lost focus of how Coney Island should be developed. So I think we need to get refocused on that and what the city's plan is for this land that they use millions of taxpayer dollars to purchase. What are we going to do there, and how are we going to better Coney Island?
I'm sorry, I want to build on that because this whole rezoning that happened in Coney Island was a fucking sham. They promised us, we had 60 acres of amusement. They promised us 15, then they cut it back to less than 12. and they said they were going to honor small businesses from the neighborhood, and they are fucking them.
Norm, that's a classic example of free speech.
But anyway, I'm pretty happy and I represent Coney Island, not the Houston area. And the fact is that small businesses are back on our city, and we all know Coney Island is an area during the winter months. It's like dead. It's like nothing going on.
Whoa!
We need to revitalize that area and encourage businesses, all year round businesses, and make sure it's affordable for people. I have just increased parking, 30 parking spots here in Coney Island. It's right in the Avenue. To encourage everyone to use that as a parking spot and also as express, something that we work on. And it's extremely important to make sure that our rents are affordable, that people stay in Coney Island, especially those that are currently there, have been there for many years. And Coney Island is really the focal point of South Brooklyn and even New York City. We have millions of businesses each and every day. And it's just that's okay. That was really NYPD for violence to make people come to Coney Island. We need to encourage more people to come in and to patronize those businesses that are in Coney Island in the surrounding area and to encourage, to use safety lines for businesses. So safe businesses are extremely important. I'm very supportive of small businesses. When people are like complaining of small businesses that are out of character, we need to do whatever we can to support the families, to pay the college tuition for the children, and those young people, and those the next generation who are supporting their parents who are many of them are elderly. And
So let me ask you, Councilman, thank you for your comments. Will you support the group? And what can you do to help us get the city council to support the
I
sixth grade?
will definitely support the group. I will definitely support the group. Anything I can do to help small businesses, I will be there. I will be there. And I want to appreciate the statement. I want to appreciate the young man over here who's here today. Who's actually a rising star, and being here today in the cold weather. So thank you, Steve, for being here and everything that you do. And I'm looking forward to working with you and helping the small businesses. So thank you all.
Do you support the commercial rental program?
So again,
Good question.
that's a very good question. So people, we need to make sure that property owners, landlords, we need to have a sense. We need to have, it's not about the money, it's pockets. We have those landlords who are very pennies. We need to make sure that those things that we are and have and those returns that are coming in, that at the end of the day you could raise your rents and have a vacant storefront for a year or 2 years or even longer. So we encourage those property owners to take in small businesses and forget about those chain stores. A lot of these chain stores are putting people out of business, and that's one of the big issues that we have. So I understand Councilman Bill. I'm looking at a little bit more, but I do support the small businesses. I do support that property owners and landlords need to not only look at their own pockets, but to make sure that the pockets of those small businesses, that these people are making money, these people can afford the rent, and no one should be evicted. No one should be evicted because of the rent increases. Okay, everything needs to be affordable in the city. So I'm a proud supporter of small businesses. I'm a proud supporter of people. I have Michelin apartments in my district. I gave Michelin, I think I'm the only one in the city council that has given Michelin about $6 million so they shouldn't raise those rents for improvements. And I have a constituent who's now sitting in the hospital with ALS. He was a cop for 3 years, and his mother was a farmer. We're raising money for his son and for his mother. She's 80 years old, and I'm thankful that she lives in Little Chihuahua. And her rent was not raised because of the funding I was able to put in into Little Chihuahua, so she can raise the rents. So I support the guys. Reach out to my office.
Councilor, can you talk about the real estate industry's influence on bills that currently before the city council? And you said you got to look at the bill. It's been around for a long time. I mean, why isn't there any movement on it? Because the real estate industry doesn't want it to be moved?
So there were a lot of bills that were passed against landlords, which are making it very difficult for landlords even to pay for their own bills in some cases. So there is no one size fits all. When a new public advocate, when the race for public advocate, this last race, people ask me, what do you want to see in a public advocate? What I would like to see is that bills that we have that we passed here in the city council, right? We need to tweak those bills to make it work, right? To make it work for landlords, to make it work for tenants, and there's no one size fits all approach. Like, sometimes we pass bills, and it happens all the time. We pass bills, and this happens, this is a bill that we pass throughout the city of New York, and it doesn't always work right. We need to make sure it works properly, that it helps everyone. That the landlords do not shut their doors and do not sell it, and people don't move, to other states. And we need to make sure that the tenants that are living there are able to afford those rents. I have a property in Brighton Beach. It's about 50,000 square feet. I'm looking for senior housing in Brighton Beach area. And seniors, it's very difficult because a lot of times we see seniors who are living together and sharing the rent, right? We need to make sure that every family has a place to live. And it's affordable.
I think we're on the wrong page.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for.
I'm just asking the press.
But let's get back to Coney Island.
So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's bring it back to Coney Island. Oh, you are. Yeah.
There's a lot of history behind this, Councilman. There's a lot of history behind this. So, here's my question for the council before you left. Why did we get to this point? Everybody knew that this day was going to come sooner or later. Why are we standing here with an axle hanging over your head?
I personally didn't know it was going to come. I had faith that in the redevelopment in the direction that we were going, and I never thought my neighbor Luna Park would do this to us. We've been great tenants. I feel like the boardwalk is amazing. It's a great balance of old and new, and I honestly didn't see it coming. When our lease was up for renewal, I wasn't really that concerned. Even when they didn't respond to my messages for 4 months, I still was like, oh, they're busy. I didn't see it coming, and I'm quite honestly shocked. I thought they had better intentions for Coney Island.
The question is whether the mayor and the council knew that she was going to get that letter. If so, what did they do or what did they not do and why?
Well, I have a question. I've read that some of the owners, the business owners, are bound by non-disclosure agreements. I'm not sure if you are, but I know that you guys are still, sussing out a new agreement with New Orleans. Would you want to get rid of these non-disclosure agreements?
Well, that was the battle that I fought in 2007 when everybody on the boardwalk was given a non-disclosure agreement, and I refused to sign it, and I was evicted from my store by Equities. And actually, that was when I started Save Coney Island and had our first demonstration on the steps of City Hall. So I never signed the non-disclosure agreement, and I feel like it's preposterous. It's crazy that that exists. And for me, as a business owner who cares about my community, I would never sign something like that.
It's one thing for private landlords to have non-disclosure agreements, which I oppose. But it's particularly troubling when the city and the city council are directly or indirectly involved in promulgating non-disclosure agreements. What do you have to hide? We should be able to have transparency. The non-disclosure agreement is consistent and critical to transparency.
So do you think the city should
Not have non-disclosure non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, that's right.
And especially if I go further on sexual harassment, we had in the last 2 years that for times up, other movements are trying to move away from non-disclosure agreements. What basically it does is admits that someone did something wrong to somebody, and then you basically cover it up by not allowing people to disclose what happened. We should move away from that, especially from government agencies.
I also have read that some of these small businesses, they reluctant to cut of their profits. I don't know if that applies to all of the tenants who are seeing rent increases right now. I know I read that they proposed it for you. I don't know if they currently do that, but is that something they're looking to do with everyone? Or how is it? Does everybody are they taking a cut of everybody's profits basically?
I mean, I can't speak for anybody besides myself, but I have built my business independently, and I've never given a portion of my profits to anybody. And that's another thing that was in this agreement. They want a percentage of my profits, which I think is crazy after 19 years of building my business. So I don't know about the others, but I know that was in my agreement.
How big is the percentage?
I don't really want to say.
If you are faced with a 500% increase, are you going to close or move?
I have no choice. I mean, there is no way. And honestly, I don't know how any business could pay that much. I mean, my store is 7 feet wide. So it just, I can't imagine anybody surviving with that type of price. So yes, it would have to close. Yeah, well, thank you everyone for coming. Thanks to you guys. Let's hear it for Coney.
Big thank you to Lola for putting this all together. For everybody for showing up. Save Coney Island, everybody. Let's say it 3 times, nice and loud. Ready? Save Coney Island! Save Coney Island! Save Coney Island!
All right. All right, folks. Who we have in the room there? Oh my God, we have Coney Island babies in the house. Good to see a Coney Island baby. I wish the city councilman didn't have her back turned to us the whole time. But there was the rally here, live here on the steps of City Hall. Thanks for tuning on. A lot of you guys are in the room, so hanging out. So thanks for tuning on in. Don't forget to come on out to Coney Island because stuff is open during the winter. And come on out. So from City Hall here in Lower Manhattan, this is Dutch Moss signing off. Have a fantastic New York day. Whether you live here or not, I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish the moments. And good afternoon, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. Save Coney Island because you know what? It's one of the last real parts of New York left. I'll see you guys soon, folks. Bye-bye.